guys, Rich Tehrani with TMC. Thanks for watching. We are at the blockchain event. It's part of the IT Expo Tech Super Show 2022. We're down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and on our program today is Christopher Carr with Black Land Ownership. Christopher, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, great. Thanks for bringing me on.
Oh, it's our pleasure. So tell me, what do you guys do?
So first, I came down because I work in DEI. I've been doing diversity and tech for the past 10 years. Started out doing EEO, Title VII, Title IX, working with universities. And I wanted to learn more about blockchain. So I was working for a startup, heard about this conference. I was like, I'm just going to come. Came down the first year and I was like, this is amazing. There's so much information. And I have a land project. And I'm learning that the blockchain could be useful for when I'm doing my land project. Non-traditional methods of fundraising could be useful for when I'm doing my land project. Internet of Things and the sensors and the data capture and the ability to store remotely could be useful for my land project. Satellite imagery and that type of information and data could be useful. And I was like, wow, my mind was like exploding. And then I was like, wait, I wonder why there aren't as many women as there could be here. I wonder why there aren't more black people. And as I started speaking to people, I was like, maybe we could bring some of that discussion of diversity here. So, I contacted some of the folks that organized and I was like, what do you think about doing a diversity discussion? And they were like, yeah, how do we facilitate? So I came down this year, I gave a discussion on Web 3.0, blockchain, Internet of Things, and why diversity is such a struggle. But then I wanted to exhibit and talk about land and tech overlap. So I had a two-pronged mission in coming down. The discussion about diversity went great. Setting up my booth and talking to people about land and tech overlap and the history of African Americans being marginalized from land ownership has been great. I've been given so many ideas by the technologists down here and by folks who work in blockchain or who work in Internet of Things. So I've just been soaking in a lot of information and also distributing a lot of information.
That's really great. I've always had this desire to see what we could do to get more education within inner cities in general about technology, because we're fortunate enough that we've addicted the last couple generations to technology, but I don't think we do a good enough job of letting kids know that anyone can become part of the other side of technology, developing the apps, working for the tech companies, and I think almost that some of the cultures in the inner cities, they don't realize they have that opportunity available to them. And I wish we could do a better job educating and saying anyone can get in if you just have to do the prerequisite things, learn about this, learn about that.
Well, I work with high school students at ATEC, and it's a high school focused on like engineering, computers, technology, trade. And to be honest, the focus for me and from my experience should be directed at the owners of the businesses and at the culture of people in tech. The young people are into it. Young black people are nerds. We're into anime, we're into tech, we are into computers, we are into comic books. The issue is when we go certain places, we are not welcomed. We are not brought in the fold. When people go out and have the additional extracurricular activities, they don't tell us where they're going. And it's not a culture mismatch. We all are of the same American culture, right? And so I've spoken to a number of people who are like, oh, well, women aren't in tech because women. Women aren't in tech because of men. Black people aren't in tech because of non-black people. And so my goal is to help educate folks about the history of underrepresented groups, because you can't say minorities, right? Women are a majority of the human population. So something else is at play. And we try to come up with a roadmap to success and a path moving forward. So it's not about more arguments or more discrepancy, but it's about unity. It's about how do you set up your business to scale fastest. If you have more women involved, more people of diverse backgrounds, it's more likely you will scale faster. And a lot of businesses say, we don't have time to get to diversity, we're focused on business. What I've been explaining to people is, you have a lawyer that helps run your business properly. You have an accountant which helps run your business properly. You need a diversity chief so your business will run properly and you can maximize profits. We can talk about the social elements, but this isn't politics, this isn't wokeness, this is business practice and principle.
Well said. I really like that. That's great. Well, what else should we know?
To be honest, I am excited, and I'm actually I feel warm that when I came down this year, I saw more women involved. I saw more people of different ethnic backgrounds involved. I can say without a doubt that the people I spoke to involved in producing this event were supportive of what I was asking for. I work with numerous companies that when you say, hey, you have a problem, here's how we address it. They say, we don't have a problem, we're not addressing it. Here, they were like, let's look into what the problem is and how can we work towards a solution. And I appreciate that. I think the first step is always saying we can be better even if we're doing well, right? As a human, I can be in shape, I can work out, but can I eat a little bit better? Can I take care of my body, get a little bit more sleep? Yeah, and so it's not to say something's bad, but that we can always grow and work on ourselves. And so as a company, I would suggest we look at who's not in the room, right? You may have a diverse company with a lot of women, but who's not in the room? Are there people that speak other languages? You may have a company like in Miami where you have people from 12 different countries. That's awesome. Are there any women in the room, right? And so you just think about hegemony. We think about power. So I would ask anyone out there to just ask themselves, where does power flow? And what's the path of least resistance? And are you willing to put in effort? Because as humans, we're based of water and electricity. We follow the path of least resistance. What's easiest? Diversity work is not easy. So are we willing to put in the effort? And you just got to ask yourself.
Thanks for being here. That was great.
Yeah, thank you. And great conference. Can't wait till next year.
Thank you.
Yeah, peace.